Greetings, folks. This is Volt, continuing the Dream Eaters campaign play-along, solo Amanda Sharpe. We're rolling into Dark Side of the Moon. We have 12 experience to spend. Let's take a look at deck upgrades. I mistakenly said 14 at the end of the last scenario, but I'd forgotten that with the advanced route we're playing, or that I'm playing, we have this ultimatum of vast experiences, so we earn 2 fewer experience per scenario as a counterbalance of the fact that we're playing through all 8 scenarios, loosely speaking, of the Dream Eaters. So, 12 points. What have I spent it on? 3 on a second copy of Charisma. So I now have 3 ally slots. That way I can have both laboratory assistants in play and also 1 more premium ally. Right now that's still Randolph Carter. That will change after this scenario. 2 on an upgraded copy of Cryptic Writings, so that it gives me 3 resources instead of 2, or 4 if I have 10 or more cards in hand when I play it. Also changes 1 of its book icons to a wild for more flexible committing. I've taken 1 copy of I've Got a Plan Level 2 from the Harvey Walters deck. A fight attack event costs 2, lets you fight with book, you get +2 book, and you deal +1 damage for each clue you have to a maximum +3 damage. This is a big hit so long as you have the clues on you. For this scenario, I could come into play in the latter half of the scenario. In the first half, you really need to spend the clues that you gather. But I'm particularly thinking that this will be useful in the climactic boss battles in the final 2 scenarios of the campaign. And finally, I've spent 4 more to upgrade my other level 0 overpower to level 2, and my other level 0 perception to level 2, and I have kept 1 point in reserve. Let's shuffle these into the deck and delete these. That's 1 too many ally slots. Let's change this back to nothing. There we go. Our special, oh my goodness, come on. Our special extra contract for this scenario is High Alert. So this is specifically for setup of Dark Side of the Moon. The benefit is you get to add another card to your card pool for the duration of the campaign. The drawback is it raises your alarm level by 1. There are a lot of mechanics in this scenario that care about your alarm level. The higher, the worse it is. Normally you start with alarm level 1. Taking this High Alert, I'm starting at alarm level 2. High Alert is myriad. You could take up to 3 copies to add up to 3 different cards to your card pool, but that would bring your alert up to 3 or 4 respectively, which I'm not about to do. There are some enemies and encounter cards that get a significant jump in how dangerous they are once your alarm is at least level 3. I'm not starting the scenario that way. And what card I am taking? Very simple. I'm adding Vicious Blow level 2 so that I can upgrade the level 0 Vicious Blows that are in my deck. I'm not changing drastically what the deck is doing, just adding in 1 more value upgrade that hopefully I'll be able to effectuate after this scenario. All right, so, and we, of course, still start with False Awakening. Starts with a Doom on it. To get rid of it, I have to spend an action and successfully pass a difficulty 3 test of any skill. I've got my other special contracts, the one that lets me look at the top card of my deck when I'm about to place a swarm card and either go ahead and place it or put it back and place the next card instead. And I have the Psychic Emanations, which means that the Silver Key, which is in my deck, does not take an accessory slot to play, and I can spend an action to search my deck and discard pile for the Silver Key and add it to my hand. We've got Dark Side of the Moon set up. We have our agenda. First agenda has a 5 Doom track on it. First act, we need to spend 3 clues in City of the Moon-Beasts. Let's take a look at our opening hand. Well, the Cryptic Research is excellent to see off the rip. I think I will keep 1 segment of Onyx. The sooner I have the Pendant of the Queen assembled, the better. We'll put the rest back. Second segment of Onyx. A practice makes perfect at an overpower. Now, what I don't have here are any other assets besides the segment of Onyx. But that's fine. We have a Cryptic Research to hopefully draw some useful things right off the start. Okay. We begin in the Moon Forest. 4 Shroud, 1 Clue, Victory 1. You can free triggered ability, perform an evade here. but if you fail, your alarm level gets raised by 1. And you can spend an action and test agility 5 to hide among the trees. If you succeed, reduce your alarm level by 1. And you can only do that once time successfully per game. A note about strategy. The agenda wants me to spend 4 clues in the city of the Moon-Beasts. That's up here. After, there's 1 clue here. There will be 1 clue here in the Dark Crater. There will be 1 clue here in the city of the Moon-Beasts. After advancing, the next act is going to want me to spend 1 clue here in the Temple of the Moon Lizard, which has 1 clue. So the optimal approach is a counterclockwise march. Get this clue, get this clue, get this clue and spend them, get this clue and spend it, and then proceed to the back half of the scenario. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Also, I believe 3 of these 4 locations have an effect similar to this one, where you can test a stat difficulty 5 to reduce your alarm level. I am going to try to accomplish all 3 of those tests. The lower your alarm, the better. The Moon Forest one is the only one I may pass by at the start, depending on what cards become available to me, because we are going to have to go back through the Moon Forest later in the scenario. I have another opportunity to take the test then without going out of my way for it. Okay, that's it. So we begin with our Amanda draw, which is a vicious blow. And now we're going to put a card under Amanda. And while it feels a little bit like a waste, I, of course, have this false awakening that I can productively test away at the beginning, or at least try to. We have a triple overpower to use for that. So we'll put the overpower up for that purpose. And we're immediately going to play Cryptic Research, which is fast, draw 3 cards. There's our Obscure Studies, our signature triple wild. That's good to see. A Perception, level 2. Excellent. And a Momentum. Okay. Again, though, we're not seeing our assets, but we're getting draw. So we will be leveraging that. I do wonder. That's interesting. Well, let's take a look at our chaos bag. We have 3 skulls, 3 tablets, the 1 cultist. The skulls are minus X, where X is half your alarm level rounded up. So right now, -1. Cultist is reveal another token if you fail, and if your alarm level is higher than your modified skill value after your token pulls, then you have to draw an encounter card after the skill ends. And the tablet is -1. If you fail, raise your alarm by 1. So since there's 3 tablets, and we don't have any Elder Things, the Black Cat is not at our side. So, with 3 tablets, we want to be at least up by 1 on as many tests as humanly possible. Shuffle that for good luck. All right. So, what are we going to do? The immediate thought that comes to mind is we can attempt the False Awakening. We'll be testing 5 on 3. If I commit momentum and get a reasonable pull, then I could proceed attempting the foot 5 test to reduce my alarm, or I could try to get the clue, or potentially both. I also have Obscure Studies that I can swap for the card tucked underneath me. Best, of course, for dealing with Amanda's weakness. But I am wondering, especially if I'm going to attempt the foot 5 test, whether it makes good sense to swap it in for that. But I do think the first step is to attempt to get rid of this False Awakening, and if I do well in the test, draw a card or 2. So we're going to attempt that. We'll commit momentum. So we're testing 5, 6 against 3. We're 3 up. We pass by 2. So our next test will be difficulty 2 lower, and we draw 2 cards off of Overpower, Unexpected Courage, and Second Perception, and then False Awakening is removed from the game. Good. Okay, good start, good start. So now I could attempt to get this clue at difficulty 2, or I could attempt the alarm reduction test at difficulty 3. The one thought I have is that, like I said before, I can work on getting the alarm down later. So it's not vital I get that. It is more important that I get the clue. So do I just try to get the clue and then move? I can throw Perception at it. I could Obscure Studies. If I throw Perception, without getting rid of the overpower. Do I want to hang on to the obscure studies? I might want to. Obscure studies you can only play when you initiate a skill test. Okay, that's fair. 5 on 2. Yeah, if I'm of course thinking of throwing a perception at it. I also could, could have done this on the last test. Play practice makes perfect to find something like an unrelenting, or even another momentum to draw more cards. And maybe we do that. Yes. Yes, let's investigate. We will commit a perception, so we're 5 on 2. And we will play a practice makes perfect. Wow, did we whiff? No, we have enraptured. We don't have anything to put charges on, but it's still +2, and then it will come to my hand. All right, I was looking for an unrelenting, but that's fine. So we are 5, 7 against 2. We're 5 up. Skulls -1, we pass by 4. So enraptured is added to our hand. We draw 2 cards off of perception. We get both of our weaknesses, which is pretty funny. Hypochondria and Whispers of the Deep, but we do get the clue. Okay. Well, at least I'll be able to kick my weakness out next turn using Obscure Studies, so that is kind of a wash. Yeah, we'll do the alarm reduction later. Let's go ahead and move, but I am also going to, so I don't have to discard cards, I'm going to play one of my Segments of Onyx. Yeah, all right. And we move. Dark Crater, 2 Shroud, 1 Clue. Big 3-1. To reduce your alarm here requires a book. So, yeah, I'm Obscure Studies plus Perception, maybe next turn to do that. And at the end of your turn, if you are at the Dark Crater and have discovered 1 or more clues this turn, oh, I had to test Willpower 3 now. Ah, I forgot how that worked. I shouldn't have moved in here. Test Willpower 3. If you fail, raise your alarm level by 1. Well, that's unfortunate. It's fine. I had mistakenly thought that this effect triggered if you discovered the clue from the Dark Crater. But in fact, it's just discovered a clue from anywhere, which I did do. So, oops on my part. So I have to do that test. But what I can do is play Obscure Studies to swap for the overpower. So I tuck Obscure Studies underneath me. I am going to commit Whispers from the Deep. So we're now at a total of 4 against 3. And it's willpower. I really don't want... Yeah, we will commit... Not the best use of my resources, but we'll throw the Unexpected Courage into this as well. So we are 6 on 3. 0 is a pass. We do not raise our alarm level. All right, fine. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into. The Pendant of the Queen is about to be assembled. And I have Hypochondria as well. After I take a damage, I take a direct horror. Okay. 1 of 5 Doom. Did I shuffle? Did now. Encounter card is Dreamer's Curse. Has willpower 5. For each point you fail by, take a damage to a maximum of 3. Any icons count toward the test. Willpower and question mark count as +2. I am testing 2, 6. I'm testing 8 against 5 with Obscure Studies. And we're just going to roll with that. Skulls -1, we pass. Okay, Amanda Draw is another overpower. We discard Obscure Studies. And I think it's Perception, yes? Because we're going to be investigating and testing to remove our alarm level. Assembling the Pendant. I'm thinking about the sequencing here because I'll want to invent. Well, all right. Let's do this smartly. First, we're going to spend 2 to play the other 2 segments of Onyx, which Voltron together like a certain Nyarlathotep. And we now have the Pendant of the Queen. Okay. Now, book 5, huh? What I'm thinking about is I don't want to attempt that test with just the perception 5-on-5. I really want more stuff. So I think let's try to get this clue first. And so we're going to investigate. I am committing Enraptured to try to add charges to the Pendant of the Queen. So we're testing 7, 5, 7 against 2. We're 5 up. Goes -1. We pass by 4. With Enraptured, we add 3 charges to the pendant. And from Perception, we get 2 cards. Another pendant, another Enraptured, and a Laboratory Assistant. Okay. And I get the clue. I am considering... So, here's what I'm considering. City of the Moon-Beasts has another clue I want. And then you spend the clues to advance there. I could move in, use the Pendant of the Queen, which as a free triggered ability and spending a charge, lets you either move to a revealed location, discover a clue at it, or automatically evade an enemy at it. I could move there, use the pendant, get the clue, and then move again. Because you don't want to hang around in the City of the Moon-Beasts. It has another test that can raise your alarm. However, alternatively, I could move there, investigate again with Enraptured, and try to get another 3 charges on the Pendant of the Queen. That'll be all 3 actions. I, again, probably don't want to stay there, but I could then, it's a little bit of a backtrack, but I could use the pendant then to teleport back to the Moon Forest, and that way I avoid the potential alarm raising test. And I can advance the act before I do that. I do think now by doing this, I'm sort of passing up the do this test to reduce your alarm. But maybe it's more important to keep my tempo running at a blistering pace. Yes. Alternatively, I could use Enrapture to try to reduce my alarm level now and slow roll it a little bit. But no, I don't. No. I think better to keep up the pressure on the game. So we're going to move into the City of the Moon-Beasts. X Shroud, where X is the highest alarm level among all investigators. So Shroud 1 right now. 1 clue, victory 1. At the end of the round, I would have to test Agility 2 if I were here. And if I fail, I would raise my alarm level by 1. That's why I don't want to stick around here. Yeah, I think that is the play. We're going to investigate again. We're going to commit this other Enraptured. We are 5, 7 against 1. Tablets -1, so we pass by 5. We get another 3 charges on the Pendant of the Queen from Enraptured. We draw another 2 cards off Perception. Cryptic Research and Randolph Carter. Good. I get this clue. We will spend the 3 clues to advance. And we take control of Virgil Gray. Randolph is not captured, but he also just showed up in our hand, so that's funny. Where is Mr. Virgil Gray? Right here. Virgil Gray, 1 health, 3 sanity. After my alarm level is raised, I can either draw a card, gain a resource, or heal 1 horror from him. So, good. And then, like I said, I'm going to use the Pendant of the Queen to warp back to the Moon Forest so that I don't have to deal with these at the end of your turn, do these tests. This one is actually at the end of the round. But that's fine. Okay. Seems good. Do I want to play Cryptic Research now? No, because then I'll have to discard. Nope, we're good. Okay. No enemies, we upkeep. Ah, Scroll of Secrets level 3. All right. Next turn might be just playing some cards, which is fine. Okay. Mythos, we're at 2 of 5 Doom. Our encounter card is Forced into Hiding. Test Willpower X, where X is your alarm level. If you fail, lose an action. Fail by 3 or more, lose 2 actions. 5 or more, lose 3 actions. This is one of the cards that's much worse the higher your alarm level is. As it is, I'm testing 2 against 2, and if I fail, I lose 1 action. I mean, I'd rather not fail, but I also don't really have much in the way of willpower commits. I don't want to commit Randolph Carter. I want to play him. So I think this is probably going to be losing an action. I just don't... Well, pulling the tablet would be bad, right? Because then my alarm level would be raised, and that is meaningful. With that in mind, do I just commit Randolph Carter so that I'm 3-on-2 and I'm passing on the tablet and also the skull? That's not nothing. Like, right now, the vast majority of the bag is 1 up. I'm going to commit Randolph. I would like to play him, but this deck will cycle. We'll see him again. We'll commit Randolph Carter. So we're testing 3 against 2. Didn't need to, but that's fine. Okay. Amanda, draw. Another lab assistant. Perception, discards. All right, what am I doing this turn? Drawing cards and playing assets. So... is it the Vicious Blow? Is it 1 overpower, since I already have a second one? Yes, I would rather keep both the overpower and the Vicious Blow in case I suddenly need to be doing 2 damage to things. Because I want to play those laboratory assistants. I want to play that Scroll of Secrets. Yeah. And overpower. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Well, let's play Cryptic Research. Draw 3 cards. Let's play this Cryptic Writings to gain 3 resources. We also got I've Got a Plan and Unrelenting. Good. Let's play the Scroll of Secrets. And let's immediately use it, which lets me look at the bottom 3 cards of any deck. My deck or the encounter deck. Then I can discard 1 if I choose. I can add 1 to its owner's hand. So if it was searching my deck, add a card to my hand. Searching the encounter deck, I can't do that. The encounter deck does not have a hand. And then I put the other cards on either the top or bottom of their deck in any order. We are at 2 of 5 Doom. And I believe when the agenda advances, the encounter deck is going to reshuffle. So if I use this on the encounter deck, I can know what my next 2 encounter card draws will be, which I think is valuable. So we're going to do that. Let's draw the bottom cards of the encounter deck. Ooh, interesting. Moon-Beast is Fight 5, Health 5, Evade 1, Victory 1. Plus a Forced into Hiding. And a Hunted by Corsairs, which attaches to the act. And when the act advances, you take 2 damage. And you can spend an action in a book or foot 4 test to get rid of it. Ooh, Moon-Beast. Like, I want to defeat this thing. Do I have what I need to do so? I have a Vicious Blow. Now I'm wishing, of course, I kept the overpower. I mean, I have 1 overpower. I also have I've Got a Plan, but I have no clues. I could get the clue in this location and fight the Moon-Beast before I advance. And then I've Got a Plan will do 2 damage. And if I And then if I used overpower underneath Amanda, nailed it once with a vicious blow and nailed it once again with a regular attack, that would do the needed 5 damage. Alternately, I wait for it for later. But I'm not guaranteed to see it later. I do think I want to put this either on top or second. Maybe I'd put it second. Because what's the rest of my turn going to be? I could move to... I won't have the clue yet. Well, I could with the pendant. I could move to the Temple of the Moon Lizard. I could get the clue with the pendant. I could play a laboratory assistant, which I do want to do to draw some more cards. Then, next turn, I get the Moon-Beast. With overpower, unrelenting, vicious blow, get some more cards. What I don't yet have, and what I would really like to have before fighting the Moon-Beast, is Dream Diary. Because then I'll have a bucket of question marks on tap. So maybe I put the Moon-Beast second on the top of the deck, underneath either Forced into Hiding or Hunted by Corsairs. And deal with it next time around. Maybe after I have some more resources at my disposal. Oh, it's a good question. Fight 5 is a lot. Okay. I am going to put it second. And on top, do I want a test that might make me lose an action, or Hunted by Corsairs, which will cause damage unless I spend an action to get rid of it before I advance? Probably... This is going to be Willpower 2. What do I have that I could use in that test? I could Unrelenting it. 3 on 2. But the likelihood of passing is not super great. Whereas Hunted by Corsairs is something I need to do later. I think, because this is just an action, and Hunted by Corsairs is going to be an action, I'm better off discarding the Hunted by Corsairs, and I'll put this Forced into Hiding on top. Might be the wrong move, but that is what I've decided to do. Okay. Fine. Now, we're going to play one of these lab assistants and draw 2 cards. Dream Enhancing Serum and a second Unrelenting. Good. And now we are going to move into the Temple of the Moon Lizard. 3 Shroud, 1 Clue. Victory 1. After you discover any clues here, you must either take that much horror or discard the many cards from your hand. You can spend an action and test Willpower 5 to reduce your alarm level by 1. Okay. And I'm going to exhaust the pendant to get this clue. I could advance now, which will put more locations in play. But then I don't have the clue yet for I've got a plan. And I probably want to have it for the Moon-Beast. Or at least have it as an option, right? Okay. Yeah, so we're not going to advance right now. Okay, that's it. No enemies. We upkeep into an occult invocation. Another thing I can use to fight. Good. All right, Mythos. We're at 3 of 5 Doom. We draw that forced into hiding. So again, we're testing 2 against 2. I am going to commit 1 Unrelenting to this. At the very least, I'll draw 2 cards. So we'll seal the +1 and the 2 zeros. We draw 2 cards, which is another Vicious Blow. And there's Dream Diary. Good. All right, 3 on 2. -1, we pass. Okay. Amanda draw. Momentum. We discard Overpower. What are we putting up? We're bracing for impact, right? So Dream Diary. One, 2, 3 damage if I use both Vicious Blows. Put 1 underneath me. I mean, with both Vicious Blows and Occult Invocation. Occult Invocation. There we go. Occult Invocation can do 3 damage if I discard 2 cards. Okay. Yeah. So the more cards, the merrier. All right. We will play. Oh, I have to put something underneath me. Honestly, because I want all the rest of these cards, I think I'm going to let the Dream Enhancing Serum go. I'm not going to take any tests this round. Nor am I going to play this. Likely not to. I might get the other Cryptic Writings, 2, 4, but that's still not enough to play the Dream Enhancing Serum this round. No. We'll put this up because we know we're not facing a test in the Mythos phase. We're going to get an enemy instead. Right. Okay. Let's play this other lab assistant to draw 2 cards. Well, there is the Cryptic Writings. We will play it for 2. We have 2 cards left in our deck. One of them is the Silver Key. We will play the Dream Diary. So now the essence of the dream will start entering our hand. Last action. Now that I have an Occult Invocation, and that's actually what the last 2 cards here are. It's the second Occult Invocation and the Silver Key. Now that I have this, it's less important that I keep the clue for I've Got a Plan, because I think my means of defeating the Moon-Beasts will be an overpowered Vicious Blow hit for 2 damage and an Occult Invocation play, discarding 2 cards for 3 damage. Assuming I can nail what I need. I'll tell you what I need. I need my deck to reshuffle. So this Practice Makes Perfect has targets. Because right now, if I took a resource, just as an example, then I would draw a card in upkeep. I would draw another card as my Amanda draw. And then I'd be going into fighting the Moon-Beast with an empty deck. But if I use my last action now to draw a card, then my deck will reshuffle with my Amanda draw, and suddenly Practice Makes Perfect will have, amongst other things, but maybe the most important targets, my 2 Perception 3s. So the answer is draw a card, which is the Silver Key. Yes. Okay. We are bracing for impact. Since I don't care about the clue, or don't care about keeping the clue, should I just advance? The reason to not advance yet is because that will spawn the Moon Lizard, and then it will start moving. And if I advance right before I'm ready to go meet it, then I might be able to get I might be able to get some more clues before it reaches me, which will help for using I've got a plan against the moon lizard. So I'm not going to advance. I'm purposely waiting until after Moon-Beast is handled. Okay. No enemies on the board. We upkeep. There is the other occult invocation. We're at 10 cards, but with 2 lab assistants, our max hand size is 12. And we move into the Mythos. 4 of 5. Here's our Moon-Beast. Our alarm level is now 3. It'll go back down if we defeat him, which hopefully will happen. Now we do our Amanda draw. Cryptic Research, that's good to see. I take a horror, which will go on Virgil Gray. Actually, I forgot. When this comes into play, my alarm goes up, but I can use Virgil Gray to draw a card or gain a resource or heal a horror. I can't do the heal because he only gets the horror heal. He only gets horror on him after I do this shuffle and draw, which hasn't happened yet. But I could draw a card to get a resource. Honestly, it might be a resource, just so that if needed, yes, so that I can, if needed, play both occult invocations. Yeah, take the resource. Now the horror goes on him from reshuffling. We discard Dream Enhancing Serum. All right, what are we putting underneath Amanda? Is it Overpower? Is it Vicious Blow? Is it something like Momentum or Unrelenting? Something that will apply, that might be the answer, because that will apply both to book tests from Occult Invocation, or even I've Got a Plan, or to a fist test using Overpower and Vicious Blow. So do I want Momentum, since I'm trying to nail multiple tests? Or do I want Unrelenting for the card draw? I think Momentum, since I have a Cryptic Research for card draw. Yes, we're going to put Momentum underneath. Okay. And we're going to lead off with Cryptic Research to draw 3 cards. There's Randolph Carter, my other Overpower, and my Obscure Studies. Options abound. Okay. If I go Overpower and Vicious Blow, then I'm 5, 6, 7 against 5. The skulls are now -2. That covers most of the bag. I could throw some more into it. I could play a Practice Makes Perfect to find my other Unrelenting, for example. Or I could start with the Occult Invocation. I'd be testing, I would discard 2 cards. Which might be the Silver Key, since I'm not going to play it right away. And one of the Overpowers? Overpower will draw me more cards. Occult Invocation, I'd be using Practice Makes Perfect to hunt for a Perception 2. 12 cards in my deck. It will probably find at least one. But if I lead off with the Overpower and Vicious Blow, yeah, so if we fight, we're testing base 3 on 5. It does have Retaliate. I need to be mindful of that. 3 on 5, 6 on 5 with Overpower, 7 on 5 with Vicious Blow. Eight on 5. Oh, I have Essence of the Dream. Hold on. I have Essence of the Dream, which will be with Dreams of the Child Dream Diary or question marks. This is kind of the answer, isn't it? Overpower, vicious blow. Do I throw the essence of the dream into that? Yeah, actually, I think I do. Okay. We're at 3 with momentum, 6 with overpower, 7 with vicious blow, 11 with essence of the dream. We're testing 11 against 5. We are 6 up. We pass by 4. So the next test difficulty will be reduced by 3. We do 2 damage, and we draw 2 cards. Cryptic Writings and Unrelenting. We'll play the Cryptic Writings for 2 resources. This is the dream sets aside. Okay. Now, we will play Occult Invocation. We're going to discard 2 cards so that we're doing 3 damage. What am I discarding? Yeah, we will discard the Silver Key, because we're not playing it yet. And we'll discard... Oh, wait a minute, actually. There is a reason not to discard the Silver Key. And that's so that maybe for my 3rd action, I can commit it to this Willpower 5 test to reduce my alarm level. Do I discard Randolph again? I'm not sure that I'm going to be, again, playing him this cycle. Or, let's see, what will I be testing? I will be testing 3 against 2. I'll get +2 from this, which will be 5 against 2. And I'm going to play Practice Makes Perfect to look for a Perception 2. Yeah, so I don't need to commit anything else into the test. So we're going to discard 1 Unrelenting and... No, I don't want to discard the other Occult Invocation. Since I now have the Dream Diary online, and I have Obscure Studies in my hand, I'm actually going to discard this Overpower. That might be a mistake, but that's the mistake I'm choosing to make. So, 3, 5 against 2, because it's reduced by momentum. And we're going to play Practice Makes Perfect. There's Perception. So we're testing 8 against 2 to do 3 damage. We're 6 up. We pass by 6. So we do 3 damage and the Moon-Beast is defeated, which brings our alarm back down to 2. We add Perception to our hand. And our next test is reduced in difficulty again by 3. So now, it was good. So now we're going to attempt this reduce your alarm level test. We are testing 3 against 2. And committing the Silver Key will bring us up to 6 on 2. Do I Unrelenting to draw more cards? No, I don't. No. 6 on 2. This is fine. That's Arkham Horror, the card game. A living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. It's fine. Far more important that I didn't pull the autofail on fighting the Moon-Beast, get hit by Retaliate, and have to do all that again. Whatever. Game has been going well up to that point. No biggie. That does raise the question of, am I going to attempt that again next round? Or do I use the pendant to get essentially a 1 free move? Advance the act now. Actually, yes, let us advance the act now while we're thinking about it. Which puts the Caverns Beneath the Moon, the black core into play. The moon lizard is set aside at the black core exhausted, and we shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck, which I think is going to happen anyway when we advance. That's why I wanted to do it now. Okay. So, that's not what I want. Okay. Caverns Beneath the Moon, Dark Side, the black core, and the moon lizard spawns at the black core exhausted, right? And then this shuffles. Okay. And you know what I'm going to do? Since I have a bunch of book icons, I'm actually going to use the Pendant of the Queen to teleport back to the Dark Crater. I did not discover any... Oh, it was discovered one or more of its clues. I did not have to take that willpower test. Oh well. I don't remember if I got value off the test or if I just took it and passed. I was right originally. It's discovered one or more of its clues. Yeah, whatever. We'll move on. But the point is, I am going to use my pendant to teleport to there. I can still walk from here into Caverns Beneath the Moon to advance the game state, since right now I need to be at the black core with no clues on it. But from here, before I go, I can do this book test to reduce alarm, which is the easiest of the available tests for me to do to reduce my alarm level, especially with a Perception 2 in hand. Okay. All very complicated in the pathway to a victory point. Fine. The enemies do nothing. The Moon-Beast does hunt, but it can only enter cave locations. So it'll go as far as the Caverns Beneath the Moon, but won't go past that. But right now, all it does is ready. And we upkeep. Cryptic Research. I love cards. Okay. Mythos. Agenda advances. Throw away the key. Shove the encounter discard pile in the encounter deck. Raise each investigator's alarm level by 1. And doom track of 5 on the next agenda. So my alarm is now 3, which I do want reduced. But I get to use Virgil. Card, resource, or heal. I'm thinking card. I should have waited. No, it wouldn't have mattered. Because you can only play it if you play Cryptic Writings automatically if you play it during your turn. So it's not my turn, it's the Mythos phase. But regardless, I would have drawn this with my Amanda draw, which is also not during my turn. So, it's fine. What's our encounter card? Lunar Patrol. Attached to your location. Spend an action and test Agility 3 to lose the patrol. If you succeed, discard this. When investigator leaves the attached location, raise that investigator's alarm level by 1. That tells me that what I'm going to be doing is putting some question marks under me to do a couple different types of tests. But my Amanda draw is a momentum. This momentum discards. Do I do the same stunt as last time? Put a momentum under, attempt the intellect test first, with Perception 2 and maybe Essence of the Dream. And yeah, heck, if I can over-succeed by 3, then I can make the Lunar Patrol test difficulty 0. And then I could move. Now, and then I could use the Pendant of the Queen to exhaust the Moon Lizard so it doesn't move in and annihilate me. No, I can't. Hold on. It has to be an enemy at a revealed location. What I could do is move in, let the Moon Lizard hunt in on me, and then use the pendant to evade it in the free triggered ability window between an hunter enemy's move and their attacks. Because that's in the, where is it? Here. Hunter enemy's move, then there's a player window, then enemy's attack. Yes, so the Moon Lizard will be with me in the caverns, but it won't be annihilating me. That is the plan, and we are momentuming for the plan, and we get Essence of the Dream. Okay. The other thing that we're doing before any of that nonsense is we're going to use the Scroll of Secrets to draw the bottom 3 cards of the encounter deck. See what's coming. Or what could be coming. An Ancient Evils, a Deeper Slumber, which, boy, I hate, and a Dreamer's Curse. The reason Deeper Slumber is awful for what I'm doing specifically, it cuts your hand size by 3, and it's checked every time you draw. So when I draw this in the Mythos phase, then when I get my Amanda draw, I immediately have to check for hand size and discard. And bringing my hand size back down to 9 with all the nonsense I'm running, not great. Ancient Evils, I wonder if I care about. My pace is good, and an Ancient Evils draw is a turn where I'm not getting anything to bother me. And Dreamer's Curse, I just really need to have some question marks under me to be prepared for, which I have by way of Obscure Studies. Available to me by way of Obscure Studies. So I think we're going to discard Deeper Slumber, which is just awful. Ancient Evils, Dreamer's Curse. What am I going to have? I have Momentum. So with Momentum, I'd be testing 4 on 5. No, I'm going to be fighting the Moon Lizard, who, by the way, has fight X, evade X equal to an investigator's alarm level when engaged with them. So that's going to be 3, hopefully soon 2, health 4. So that would be what? Putting Vicious Blow underneath me and nailing it with 2 good hits. And putting Obscure Studies underneath me for the second of those, so that then I have that leading into Dreamer's Curse. Yes, so we'll put Dreamer's Curse second, and we're going to put Ancient Evils first. That's a free round. Okay, what was the rest of the nonsense I was doing? Right, so we're going to attempt this test to reduce my alarm. I'm testing book, so we're testing 3 against 5. We'll commit Essence of the Dream. You have at least 8 cards in hand. Right. So that we're 7 on 5. And this Perception. Actually, hold on. We might as well play Cryptic Research first. Draw 3 cards. Another Perception. Practice makes perfect. And Enraptured. Okay, good, good. We're not investigating this turn, but I'll save that for later. Right, now we're going to do the test. We're 3 on 5, 7 on 5, 10 against 5. We're 5 up. Do I throw anything else into this? The only reason to throw more into it is to 10 on 5 or 5 up. That will get it down to, yeah, that's fine. 10 against 5. We passed by 3, which is exactly what I wanted. Actually, we passed by 4. Skulls are down to -1 now because our alarm is back down to 2. No, it's -2. Excuse me. Alarm's 3. My error. But in any case, we passed by 3. So our next test is 3 difficulty lower. We draw 2 cards off of Perception. Enraptured and Whispers from the Deep. Essence of the Dream gets set aside, and our alarm is reduced by 1. And I'll put a resource here to mark that I did this. Okay. Now, we will test this Lunar Patrol. Its difficulty is reduced by 3, so we're testing 3 against 0, and we'll commit Whispers from the Deep. Why not? We're testing 2 against 0. Seems good. -3, but we still pass. Lunar Patrol goes away. Do I want to bother? No. We're gonna keep this train barreling forward, and we're gonna move into the caverns beneath the moon. 6 shroud, 1 clue. After you fail a skill test while investigating here, until the end of your turn, reduce its shroud by 2. It'll be a problem for future me. I can't enter the black core while there's any clues on caverns beneath the moon. That is fine. Enemy phase. The moon lizard moves in and engages, but in the free triggered window, because this is not limited to during your turn, I will use the pendant to exhaust it. To evade it, rather. It's an automatic evade. Okay. Upkeep. Unexpected courage. This guy readies. Why did I think he was massive? He's not. What am I thinking of? Were the Moon-Beasts massive? No, I'm thinking of something else. Right. Okay, good. We are at 12 of 12 cards, thanks to the lab assistants. Mythos. We're at 1 of 5 Doom. We're about to draw Ancient Evils. We're at 2 of 5 Doom. That's fine. Okay, we do our Amanda draw, which means we take a horror, which will go on Virgil Gray. Got a vicious blow. Good. We discard momentum. And I think we are putting up a vicious blow. Because now, and we get Essence of the Dream. So this guy is fight 2, because my alarm is 2. So we're going to attack with Vicious Blow. We're testing 3 on 2. Going to commit Essence of the Dream so that we are 7 on 2. 5 up. Pass by 3. That does 2 damage. What am I doing? Much better. Essence of the Dream gets set aside. Now I'm going to fight again. I'm going to play Obscure Studies to swap it for the Vicious Blow. And then I'm going to commit Vicious Blow. So we're testing 6 against 2. 0 is a pass. Moon Lizard is defeated. The reason I did that is so that I have Obscure Studies under me going into the next Mythos phase when I know I'm going to draw Dreamer's Curse. So this will let me test 8 against that 5. Seems good. Okay. Do I play Randolph? Or do I just keep the train rolling? I'll tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to use the Pendant of the Queen to get this Shroud 6 clue. So I could move into the black core. Yeah, since I know what's coming up is not a major threat, and I'm not going to need to discard the hand size, we're just going to move on. We're going to move on into the black core. So X is the number of depth tokens on the black core. I have to put 3 resources on it, plus an additional 3 per player. Accidentally added 1 to the scroll. There, it's back to 1. And so it's Shroud 6. Shroud 6, 1 clue. And you can spend an action and test willpower or combat 2. And then you remove 1 depth token for each point you succeed by. Now, I can't cheat this clue with the pendant, because this says clues cannot be discovered from the black core except as a result of a successful investigation. So either you test really, really big to overcome Shroud 6, or you reduce the Shroud by swimming. And honestly, with Essence of the Dream and this Perception in hand, that'll get me up to 9. I think we're just going to test big. Okay. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into and overpower. Good, good. Mythos. Yep, we're at 12 of 12 cards. 3 of 5 Doom. Here comes Dreamer's Curse. So with Obscure Studies, we're testing 8 against 5. For 3 up. That seems good. Passed exactly with a -3. Okay. Amanda, nope. Amanda draw. Cult Invocation. We discard Obscure Studies. What are we putting up? Perception, right? Okay. Good. All right, we get Essence of the Dream. Now we're going to investigate. Time to tackle big number. We're testing 5 against 6. Essence of the Dream makes it 9 on 6. And Raptured makes it 11 on 6. We're 5 up. Pass by 3. We draw 2 cards off Perception. Cryptic Writings and Dream Enhancing Serum. I'll play this Cryptic Writings to get 2 resources. And I get 3 charges and or secrets. We will put 1 on the scroll and 2 on the pendant. Essence of the Dream gets set aside. And we get this clue. Which means we advance the act. We put the Caverns Beneath the Moon light side, the light side of the moon, and the white ship locations into play. Let's do exactly that. The light side caverns, light side of the moon, and the white ship. Okay. Seems good. Find a way off the moon. You'll be instructed when to advance. Okay. Good. And we move. Caverns Beneath the Moon light side. Once again, 6 shroud, 1 clue. After you fail a test while investigating here until the end of your turn, reduces shroud by 2. I could pendant this clue. Or I could investigate with Perception and Enraptured and get more charges. Are we past my other Perception? No. Second Perception is coming up, and I could find it with Practice Makes Perfect. I am just going to use the pendant to get this clue for free so that we can move right into the light side of the moon, which I can do because there's no clues there. I will need to discard to hand size if I do that. So maybe I pause and play something. Dream Enhancing Serum, Randolph Carter. I don't mind playing Randolph Carter. Yeah, so we don't have to discard. We'll play Randolph Carter. Boost our fist and foot. And when I reveal a tablet, I can exhaust and draw 2 cards. That's fine. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do, which I should have done before I played Randolph Carter, but whatever, it's fine, is use the scroll and again look at the bottom 3 cards of the encounter deck. A Corsair of Lang, near city or surface location. Fight 2, health 4, evade 5, alert. Deeper Slumber, which I hate. Hunted by Corsairs. Hunted by Corsairs, we're at the last act. So as long as I have at least 2 health before I advance the last act, I can ignore this. 2 health and 1 sanity, because hypochondria will make me take a horror as well. Nearest city or surface, well, that will be light side of the moon. And the only way that it would not be is if I walked back to Black Core, which seems like a whole bunch of not helpful. So I think what we do, and I hate Deeper Slumber, as noted. Is the agenda? I don't remember if the deck is going to shuffle when the second agenda flips. In which case, it's only useful to stack 1 card. All right, I don't want to deal with the Corsairs, so we're going to discard. I hate Deeper Slumber. Corsairs don't hunt. You know what? I actually care more about Deeper Slumber than I do about Corsairs. I will use up fewer cards to deal with the Corsairs than I will lose to Deeper Slumber. So we're going to discard Deeper Slumber. We'll put the Corsair second. We'll put Hunted by Corsairs first. The other thing I'm looking for, there is a second Moon-Beast. And if I were able to find it and kill it, that's another victory point. The likelihood of that is probably low, especially if this agenda flip shuffles the deck. I just can't remember if it does. But we'll find out in 2 rounds. Okay, good. No enemies, we upkeep. Whispers from the Deep. That's unfortunately timed, because we're not going to have a test, which means this round we're going to be well hindered. Because we're past obscure studies. All right, well, we might be slow rolling it this round, but our pace is good. We're at 4 of 5 Doom. Our encounter card is that Hunted by Corsairs, which attaches to the act. Okay, we have man to draw into momentum. We have to put Whispers from the Deep up. So this round, we ain't so good. But that's fine, because at least one of our actions is to just move into the light side of the moon. 5 Shroud, 1 Clue, Victory 2. You can spend action and test Book or Foot 1 to attempt to hide, and for every 3 points you succeed, you reduce your alarm level. Maybe I could juice a huge book test, especially because I get Essence of the Dream. Almost forgot. I can pendant to get the clue. I have Practice Makes Perfect, which can find my other perception. Corsairs near a city or surface location. The ship isn't even a surface location. Corsair will just spawn here. If I get moving onto the ship, yeah, which I think is what we do. All right, let's use the pendant to get this clue. I can just walk on the ship. The only thing preventing you is if your alarm is 5 or higher. My alarm is 2. But why not spend this opportunity to try to get my alarm even lower if I can? So, we're going to try to do that. We are testing... Should I use foot? I'll be 1 higher. What am I committing to this? No, I should use book so that I can Practice Makes Perfect into a perception. Right? Right. Okay, so we're using book. With Whispers, we're testing 1-on-1. Essence of the Dream makes it 5-on-1. 7, 10. We'll commit this Cryptic Writings. Be 7-on-1. And we'll play this Practice Makes Perfect. Search our top 9. There's the perception. Right, so we're 1, 5, 7, 10-on-1. We're 9 up. Elder Sign, which could let me double the Whispers from the Deep negative icons, but it's a choice, so we're not going to do that. We're just gonna pass by 9. So I draw 2 cards off Perception, Overpower and Unrelenting. I add Perception to my hand. Essence of the Dream is set aside. Practice Makes Perfect and Cryptic Writings discard. And because we passed, by 9, we reduce our alarm level by 3, which brings it down to 0. Who's alarmed? Not us. And we will walk onto the white ship. 1 Shroud, no clues. Once revealed, put the captain in play. The captain. Spend an action. If each undefeated investigator is here to parlay, test Brain or Book X to convince him to set sail. X is the highest alarm level. If you succeed, advance. Alarm level 0. The only reason for me to stick around is to try to hunt for that second Moon-Beast. I have some time to do it. We might try to milk for that final VP. What's the worst that can happen? Don't answer that. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into a Cryptic Research. We are over hand size. We have to discard 2. We're going to discard this Dream Enhancing Serum. It's not getting played. And we'll discard I think this unexpected courage as the least helpful thing in my hand. Yes. Okay. Mythos. We're at 5 Doom. The agenda advances. Shovel the encounter discard into the encounter deck. Raise alarm level by 1. We did not force our way into the temple, so the cats of Earth fend off the cats from Saturn. Right. Okay. This shuffles. We have an alarm. Virgil gives us a resource or a card or heals a horror. I mean, I have horror soak for days. I guess just how we pass the cryptic writings. Yeah. I think we'll take a resource. That's fine. Okay. And now it's a Doom track of 4. Last agenda, but it keeps reflipping if it runs out. What's our encounter card? Ancient Evils. Put 1 Doom in the agenda. All right. Okay. A man to draw. What am I doing? Is the silver key. We discard Whispers from the Deep. I don't see any reason to do anything other than put up Enraptured. Because we want more charges. Let's see if we can't find the Moon-Beast. We have a couple turns to do it. And our key means, of course, is the Scroll of Secrets. So you can discard a card and top deck. Well, let's see what we get. Let's use that first. Bottom card's the encounter deck, please. Ancient Evils, Somnophobia, a Dreamer's Curse. It's not a Moon-Beast. My chances of finding it are, I guess, pretty slim. I could just leave. But I'm not concerned by these. We'll put the Dreamer's Curse second. We'll put the Somnophobia first, and we'll discard the Ancient Evils. Okay. We're going to investigate using Enraptured. We are testing 4 against 1. Now we get the essence of the dream. Throw anything else at this? Almost don't want to draw any more cards. We'll throw 1 Occult Invocation at this. 5 on 1. Tablet's -1. So we pass. So we add 3 charges, which will be 3 on the scroll. Charges or secrets. But since we pulled a tablet, we use Randolph Carter to draw 2 cards. Why not? I should have kept the Dream Enhancing Serum. It's fine. Okay. Now we're going to play the Silver Key, because why not? Put in the tarot slot, that's fine. Is there anything else that I can play as a why not? I guess I could investigate again and throw some more cards and secrets on things. Do I have anything else to play? I guess the Dream Enhancing Serum. I might find it if I play Cryptic Research. Sure, why not? Let's play Cryptic Research. We'll draw 3. Nope, not yet. This is really dumb that I'm doing this. If I don't find it, I'm going to discard a bunch of cards. I shouldn't. I shouldn't do this. It's fine. I do take a horror, which the Silver Key cancels. And Cryptic Research goes away. Yeah, we're just going to investigate one more time. We're testing 4-on-1. We'll just go for this straight up. We pass. We add another 3. Let's put, oh, I don't know, 2 on the scroll and 1 on the pendant. Could I have more productively gotten rid of the hypochondria to brace for impact? Sure. Did I want to? No. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into unexpected courage. I discard 4 cards. Really hilarious. We'll discard the occult invocation. We'll discard, since I've got a plan, overpowers, vicious blows, yada yada yada. Honestly, since I think most of my practice cards are in my hand, we'll discard these 2 practice makes perfects. And the unexpected courage? Yeah. Okay. Really dumb. All right. Mythos, 2 of 4 doom. What's our encounter card? We know what it is. It is that somnophobia. So we're testing 2 against 5 with Enraptured. We're at 5 against 5. I could have used that unexpected courage, huh? Should have kept it for that. It's fine. Our skulls are -1. 5 against 5. It's horror. Let's commit an unrelenting to be 6 on 5. We'll seal 3 good tokens to draw 2 cards. 6 on 5. -1's a pass. Okay. A man to draw. There's the Dream Enhancing Serum. Discard Enraptured. What am I putting? I mean, does it really matter? Let's put the Essence of the Dream. Sure. Okay. Let's play Dream Enhancing Serum. And let's use the Scroll of Secrets to draw the bottom cards of the encounter deck. No Moon-Beast. Close Watch, Deeper Slumber, Forced into Hiding. I guess we do Forced into Hiding. Put that up on top. We're digging for the Moon-Beast. We're looking for it each turn. Because with this and with Essence of the Dream on board, I'm just going to be testing 6 on 1. Okay, we'll put Forced into Hiding. What we'll do is we'll put, I hate Deeper Slumber. We'll discard Deeper Slumber. We'll put Close Watch second, and we'll put Forced into Hiding on top. Every turn, we look at 3 cards of the deck. We're going to find that Moon-Beast at some point. And, I mean, I don't know. Discard the Hypochondria? I probably should do that, right? I don't think I need, yeah, anything else. We'll discard Hypochondria. Okay. No enemies. We upkeep. Cryptic Writings. Okay. DS count is 10. Mythos. We're 3 of 4 doom. Forced into Hiding. So we are testing 6 against 1. We're 5 up. Ooh. That's an auto fail. We lose an action. Aw, darn it. A man to draw is Enraptured. Essence of the Dream gets set aside. And what are we going to put up? Again, I don't know that it matters. What was, I think it was the foot test, the one that makes you discard the most expensive asset if you fail the test. Are we past our weakness? No. So we want to hang on to Obscure Studies. It also means it might not matter that much what we put. I mean, we'll put the Unrelenting. That's fine. All right, let's use the scroll. Can we find this Moon-Beast? Whoops, wrong thing. Draw bottom cards. Well, we've got cats from Saturn and a moonbound Baiki. We don't want cats from Saturn. We'll discard that. Moonbound Baiki is near a surface location, so that'd be the light side of the moon, not the ship, and it doesn't move or hunt unless my alarm is 3 or higher. But forced into hiding again, I don't care so much about. So we'll put the Moonbound Bayaki second. Yeah, that's fine. And forced into hiding up top. And we have Essence of the Dream. Yeah, I'm shrugging here. This is, I know this is silly. I would like that last victory point. And I don't see a reason, while I am controlling the encounter deck, using the Scroll of Secrets, which is a showcase of how effective it can be, the level 3 Seeker version. I'm drawing the cards off the bottom, but then I'm stacking on top and discarding one as we go, so I have control over and know what my encounter card is each time. I'm just going to take 2 resources, I think. I'll play Cryptic Writings to get 2 resources. Why not? Yeah, my board state is full. Let's draw a card. No reason not to. We'll draw a card. We'll play this Cryptic Writings, sure, and get 4 more resources. Why not? Okay, no enemies. We upkeep. A Vicious Blow. Mythos. This advances. Raise alarm by 1. We take horror equal to half our alarm level. Reset the agenda and put 2 doom on it. So our alarm is now 2, which means Virgil will heal a horror. Then I take, what is it? I take 1 horror, because my alarm is 2, which the silver key will cancel. So we come out ahead on the deal. We flip this back and put 2 doom on it. Okay. But more importantly, the encounter deck does not reshuffle. So I can continue to dig for the Moon-Beast. Our encounter card is the Forced into Hiding. Yes. So with Unrelenting, we're testing 3 against 2. I really don't care about losing this action. So I might as well seal 3 good tokens. We're testing 3 on 2, and we draw 2 cards. That's fine. We take a horror, which will go on a lab assistant. Right. 3 on 2. Elder Sign, we pass. Okay. We Amanda draw. Which is Cryptic Research. I guess we can use our Dream Enhancing Serum to draw another card, which is Cryptic Writings. We discard Unrelenting. We put Whispers from the Deep up top. We use our scroll. Bottom, I keep clicking the wrong thing. Bottom 3 cards of the encounter deck. Corsair of Lang, Lunar Patrol, Hunted by Corsairs. I'm never leaving this location, so Lunar Patrol, I don't care about. We'll discard this Corsair of Lang, and then we'll put Hunted by Corsairs second and Lunar Patrol first. Okay. I don't know. I guess I should get rid of the Hunted by Corsairs. So yeah, we're testing 1 against 4 on that. I'll just play the Obscure Studies to replace Whispers in the Deep. I will commit Whispers in the Deep. And we'll commit the Essence of the Dream. That's fine. So we are testing 2, 5, 4, 8 against 4. -2 is pass. This goes away. Gone, set aside. That was my first action. Let's do an Investigate, Committing Enraptured, just to recharge up the scroll. So we're testing 2, 5, 7 against 1. We're 6 up. Another Elder Sign. The game is given up, and I get it. We'll add 3 secrets to the scroll. And finally, let's play this cryptic writings for 2 resources. Why not? Really silly. All right, no enemies on the board. We upkeep into Unexpected Courage. Our mythos is a 3 of 4 Doom. Our encounter card is the Lunar Patrol, which I'll attach to my location, but we're not leaving, so I don't care. I should be mindful that as my alarm creeps up, this parlay test will become more difficult. I do just need to be mindful of that. But I think I can go... How much of the deck have I dug through? It's really got to be coming up soon on the bottom, right? I can probably go at least one more cycle. I mean, I guess technically I could test away the Lunar Patrol, come back here and reduce my alarm level again. But simpler just to really slam down this parlay test. Anyway. Did I Amanda draw? No. Last one I got Unexpected Courage in my upkeep. So I think I don't even know. I don't think I did it yet. So Amanda draw is Occult Invocation. Fine. Yeah, we'll Dream Enhancing Serum. Practice makes perfect. Sure. We discard Obscure Studies and we put up, I don't know, this Unexpected Courage. And we get Dream Enhancing Serum. And we use the scroll. Come on, Moon-Beast. There he is. That's what I'm talking about. We'll discard Ancient Evils. We'll put Forced into Hiding second. And Moon-Beast up top. All right. Good. We are braced for impact. And I guess we just draw a couple more cards. Sure. Whoops. What's the reason not to? Hypochondria is coming up. That's a reason not to. Let's just take 3 resources. Okay. We upkeep? Well, there's the Hypochondria. I should have just gone with it. It's fine. Mythos. This advances again. Again, raise alarm level, take horror equal to half, reset. So, our alarm level goes up by 3. Virgil will heal a horror. Now I take 2 horror. Silver key cancels 1. We'll put 1 on Virgil. We flip this back. 2 doom on it. And let's draw a Moon-Beast. Our alarm level has again gone up to 4. And Virgil will, I guess, heal horror, draw a card. Draws a card. Unrelenting. Okay. Our Amanda draw is Enraptured. We discard Unexpected Courage. And we're going to put up the Essence of the Dream. Let's fight this bozo. We're going to play. I've got a plan. We got 4 clues. So with this and with Essence of the Dream, I'm at 6 plus 2. We're testing 8 against 5, and we'll deal 4 damage. 8 on 5, and we'll throw... Doesn't really matter. We'll throw this momentum. 9 on 5. We're 4 up. We pass by 3. So that does 4 damage. Our next test is 3 difficulty lower. And we can use Randolph to draw 2 cards. The horror from the reshuffle will go on this lab assistant. I'll play this cryptic writings to get 4 resources. Now we're going to attack again. We're just going to punch it. We are testing 7 against 2. Yes, right? Because we were 9 minus 1. And we were 3 up, right? It was minus 1? Or was it a skull? No, it was the tablet, right. Skull's minus 2 right now, but it was a tablet. So yes, minus 1. Right. So we're testing 7 against 2. I'll commit this other momentum. Be 8 against 2. We're 6 up. We pass by 2. We do the final damage. Moon-Beast is defeated. Our alarm goes down. And now we will parlay. The difficulty is 2 lower. So we're testing brain or book 1. We'll do book. We're testing 6, thanks to the essence of the dream, on 1. Minus 2, we're done. We have successfully parlayed. We advance the act. The captain. Resolution 1. And there we go. Probably the smoothest run of Dark Side of the Moon I at least have ever encountered. I mean, Amanda's very powerful, y'all. Especially with all the nonsense that is going on in her deck. I got lucky with getting Pendant of the Queen assembled right off the rip, almost. That doesn't always happen. Of course, with all the card draw, part of the goal is the deck is to accomplish that very early on. But, like, we had agendas to spare. Even if it had taken me significantly longer to get out of the first part of the scenario. This Scroll of Secrets is so powerful in solo, the level 3 one. To look at the bottom 3 encounter cards, pick the one you hate to discard it, put the other 2 on top, and know what's coming the next 2 rounds. I brought this into the campaign specifically thinking about where the gods dwell and the filtering of the encounter deck that will be vital there to proceed. But even absent that, this is bonkers powerful, especially with Enraptured 2 keeping it going. But I mean, even without Enraptured 2, like there are other less plainly powerful means of recharging and re-secreting assets. But I could just as easily have kept the second copy of my deck and, like, cycled those, used one up until it was done, then bumped it out with a second Scroll of Secrets. I could still do that. I could still buy a second level 3, and then I could use it once, kick it out by playing a second one, and use the second one in the same round to get to get 2 uses, notwithstanding the exhaust clause. We'll see. We'll see. But there we go. That is a clean sweep of 10 victory points. It'll be minus 2 from the vast experiences. So I get 8 points. I'll have 9 to spend. And I am keenly curious what's coming up next. Because with Resolution 1... Yep. Okay. So we traveled to the Cold Wastes. Randolph survived the voyage. And from the campaign play along special route, we are up to the Black Cat searching for the truth. If you know, you know. We're braced for impact. We get 3 tally marks of evidence of Kadath. I forgot that you get 3 of those for succeeding this scenario. So I have 14 evidence of Kadath. I think that means the Onyx Gates in the final scenario will come out with no clues on it. And then we proceed, but we won't proceed to where the gods dwell. The next scenario for next week is going to be the finale of the other side, Weaver of the Cosmos. I am keenly curious to see what's coming up. Kudos again to the campaign play-along organizers. This has been a blast. Thank you for anyone who has watched and enjoyed. Until next time, take it easy, everyone.